The battle of the actual day in which we attacked Surrey Ridge stands very vividly in my mind, because for 4 years before the war in the Sydney University Regiment we practiced all the tactics of a battalion in advance, a battalion in retreat and so on, with platoons going forward and feeling things out. You have a company in advance and companies in the rear. And in fact the Surrey Ridge battle was textbook, and it worked. We spent hours softening the Japanese. The Japanese were on the ridge and on both the reverse side and the forward side of the ridge. They made some rather rudimentary slit trenches, and they were in them. The picture of the ridge was very interesting, because as it got towards dark, there were fires. There were some stables there. The horses had been. I think they'd used some ponies to pull some of their small field guns, and there were screams and noise of horses perhaps being caught in fire and so on. It was quite a dramatic looking show, but it worked, and I had a good view, because although I wasn't attached to anybody, I had to move forward with them, and I moved forward with the advance up the ridge. So on the way, some Japanese that were still wounded were firing active from their slit trenches. Some of our fellows were mopping them up with grenades or killing them in the trenches, and it was quite a dramatic show. But I think one of the success stories, as was the taking of Babao, because if you think of the numbers of what Sparrow Force in Western Timor, you get some idea of how successful we were in short term. The total numbers were 1,200 plus including the battery, I think, not counting the second independent company in the east at all. But a battalion in itself is 900 strong, and of it there are probably 600 or 700 what you'd call fighting men in the thing. The Japanese, as I think you suggested to me, landed something like nearly 3,000 paratroops.
Closer to 2,000, I think.
Well, 2,000, yeah. Okay. And as I understand it, almost all of them were wiped out.
I think maybe 1 or 2 platoons came up from the south coast and embedded themselves and linked up with the paratroopers at the Surrey.
Yes, I don't know that. I knew that they must have come from there, but there was a regiment apparently of Japanese that landed on the coast and came across the top of the Surrey Ridge. And so basically we were outnumbered in a very big way, and I think the Japanese casualties were very high indeed. To the extent that we were doing our job and trying to get back to Trampon and then to harass from the hills, we were successful.